I'm fucking so tired of silver fox men and ugly hag crones. I shit my pants last night. Seriously. It's not even the first time, to be honest, but I did, and I don't know what happened to my tummy, but it went from like normal to, oh my God, in like a nanosecond, and I didn't make it. And the cats were all concerned. They all came in. A little dollop of poop dropped on the floor. The cats were concerned. They're like, what's happening? Is this where we're pooping now? I don't know. It's a little bit close to the food. I think there needs to be a discussion about this. Then they all went downstairs and committed themselves to the litter box. They're not down with this poop on the floor thing. And frankly, neither am I. And at the time, I begged Keith not to tell anyone. He joked about it and I begged him not to. And then here I am, just announcing it to the world. And it's because it's the fucking hag talking. And I love it. I love the hag, the crone, the witch. She is seriously the most badass of almost all feminine powers because she gives zero shits. The hag is not here for you. The hag will shit in your mouth. The hag will shit on the floor and then tell the world about it. I never would have considered doing this 20 years ago. Never in a million years would I consider it. Because I would have been afraid that it was unattractive and unpleasing and unacceptable. But the hag gives zero fucks. She gives zero fucks about whether she's pleasing to anyone. And it is nothing but freeing to have her in my life now. The hag thinks that this is the funniest shit alive, and the hag doesn't give a shit who knows, because the hag knows the truth. Shit is universal. Shit is universal, and at some point, everyone in their life is going to shit their pants. And here's the truth. The hag was a great lie fed to women very, very early on in our upraising in this patriarchal, misogynistic society. The hag was used as an example of what not to be. The hag was unruly, unkempt, a little bit fat, or fucking fat, and wild, and ugly, and vulgar, and rude. We were monitored and watched and criticized, lest the hag come out and show this ugly, dark side of femininity. The hag burps and shits and farts and laughs too loud and talks too loud and is unfucking shushable. The hag says what she thinks and is unafraid of being pleasing. She's unafraid of being unpleasing or unpleasant or unattractive. The hag is wanton and aroused and wants to fuck, and the hag is responsible for her own orgasms. And the hag is done with society shit. The hag is done trying to score points in a game that's rigged to please other people. The hag sees the manipulations. The hag sees the lies, and she's just not playing anymore. She's done with this shit. The hag is not waiting for permission. The hag doesn't care if she's inappropriate or inconvenient or disagreeable. The hag has been set up as a symbol for women to avoid at all costs. And the best part of that is that it wasn't for the benefit of women to avoid the hag. For women, The hag is powerful. The hag is freedom. Men didn't want the hag around because there's nothing in it for them. The hag is not here for men, and most men aren't interested in the hag. The hag is ugly and not really fuckable to them, not particularly arousing, and the hag is only of interest to men who are willing to see women as full, multifaceted human beings and not just pretty fuckholes. Part of my interest in writing this was stimulated by some French fucking fuckboy author who says that women over 50 are of no interest to him. He doesn't see women over 50. They're invisible to him. And part of the internet responded with, but what about Halle Berry and Julianne Moore and Jennifer Aniston and however many other gorgeous, desirable, sexy women there are over 50 who conform to a traditional standard of beauty that's been set up by men. It's what men want. They want youth and what this guy says is unbelievable 25-year-old bodies. Well, fuck that. Fuck you. And fucking get on your way with your inability to see women over 50. Women over 50 don't give a shit. They really don't give a shit if you do not find us attractive. Women to this man are just incredible 25-year-old bodies. As one ages, they can be replaced by a newer, younger model. They're just empty vessels. He's not interested in what's inside. He's interested in being adored. Men like him don't have to grow or change or self-examine. They're not required in any way in a relationship like that to be self-reflective, become self-aware, compromise, or consider others. Men like this want their women to be empty vessels, incapable of discernment or insight, just incredible youthful bodies exuding adoring glances at the infallible menfolk. I remember when I became invisible to men. I was too fat and too old to be on sexual radar anymore. And my response was actually a great sigh of relief. I was released from a critical jail that I didn't know I had been in until I got out of it. Insidious and constant, women are forever under the critical gaze of men in all public spheres. A woman's entire public life is immersed in the judgment of the male gaze, whether it's at work, in public spaces, on leisure time, anywhere you are as a woman, you're being appraised by men of your value. Wherever there are men, there are appraisals of a woman's appearance. It's fucking exhausting. Most young women will play the game at least for a while. We play the game because when you're young, you're often winning. You're gaining points and attention and praise and value from men just for being young. Even if you're plain, you're getting value for being young. Even if you're a little bit fat, but you've got big tits, you're getting value when you're young, when you're youthful, when you're an incredible 25-year-old body. The length of a woman playing this game depends on how well they're doing in the sexually attractive Olympics. And the thing is, we all know what's happening. There's not any woman out there, men either, that don't know what's happening, that don't know that this appraisal and this judgment of a woman's worth based on her appearance alone and her fuckability is happening at all times. Now, you might chalk it up to, oh, it's biology. It's fucking not. It's not biology. It may be your desire to fuck, but don't chalk it up to biology. So women know what's happening. We know we're being appraised. We know we're being judged. And we know what is and is not being appreciated. Unless feedback about our appearance is coming from a loved one who knows and loves all of us, it's not fucking wanted or appreciated. Appraisals of our value based upon our appearance are unwanted. Invisibility is preferred. Most women prefer to be invisible in public. We don't need or want your attention. I know men think it's a compliment. Some women may even say that they appreciate it, and that may be true. But in every scenario, when you interact with a stranger or a client or a customer or a coworker, and you have not ascertained whether unsolicited comments of their appearance are welcome, your need to comment is not for them. It's for yourself. You have put yourself in a position of power and judgment over another. To put any person in a position of being appraised changes the dynamic. Changes the dynamic to one of power for the appraiser and less power for the object being appraised. A man assumes a position of authority when he assumes that he has the right to appraise the appearance of another human being. Men have been doing this to women for millennia because the de facto position of the patriarchy is for a man to assume power over a woman. We judge what we have power over. We determine worth and value on what we have power over. Men judge women's appearance in a play to assert power over women. Try this to the hag and she'll shit in your fucking mouth. No one has power over the hag, to which the hag has not agreed. The hag does not play the appearance Olympics because there's nothing in it for her. The hag creates value for herself based on her own criterias of worth. Community, social care, helping others, wealth, fame, power, education, wisdom, leadership. Doesn't matter. The hag decides what's valuable to her. So if the patriarchy has decided that beauty is goodness, what happens to the hag? The hag is the enemy. The hag is the wicked witch, the evil stepmother. The hag is every villain in Disney. Even if the female villain is beautiful on the outside, it's just a mask. It's a mask for her inner ugliness, her inner hag. Beauty is good. Evil makes you ugly. And really the ugliness is just a deviation from the standard acceptable beauty model for women. It's anything outside of beautiful 25-year-old astounding amazing bodies and unwrinkled unblemished skin. Yeah, I'm mocking it because it's bullshit. I'm fucking so tired of silver fox men and ugly hag crones. The trope is old, ugly, sinister women stepmothers. I'm a stepmother. I'm an evil stepmother. So ugly, undesirable, unwanted. The patriarchy got women to reject the part of themselves that represented their freedom. The part of themselves that was free from the judgment of men, the judgment and decision and attitudes and values of men. That's the fucking hag. So the patriarchy got us to reject the hag, the parts of ourselves that deliver value outside of consumable temporary bits of our womanhood, like youth and beauty. Imagine a generation of women embracing their hag. Okay, imagine how powerful that is. Imagine a generation of women who embrace their hag early while they still have their youth and their beauty. Imagine how powerful that would be. That's uncontrollable. It's unstoppable. And it's really a little bit of what men are afraid of. What happens if women are not here for you? The hag is not here for you. She'll shit on the floor if she wants to, and then she'll tell everyone about it. Oh my God, it's so fucked up.